tucked away on the Balkan Peninsula, it remains a mystery to many, yet it's a land that dazzles at every glance. With Europe's southernmost fjord and one of its deepest canyons, this small country holds an incredible mix of rugged beauty and quiet charm that often escapes the spotlight. Towering peaks cast shadows over emerald lakes, while medieval towns whisper stories through ancient stone walls. Although a familiar name, there are still many secrets waiting to be discovered. Montenegro. Let's see why travelers love this spot. Its very name, meaning Black Mountain, comes from the thick forests that once blanketed the land in shadow. It's a place that feels untouched, as if time itself slowed down to admire the view. Whether you're wandering through old fortress towns, watching the sun shimmer over the Adriatic, or carving your way through snowy mountain slopes in winter, Montenegro offers an experience that feels both timeless and completely unexpected. Before continuing the video, we have a quiz for you. Arrange the following letters to name a place in Montenegro. We have a hint. It is a capital of Montenegro. Please comment your answer below this video. Now the real journey begins. Having the highest point on the Adriatic Alps and being one of the few places in Europe still largely unexplored. One of the youngest national parks in Montenegro, or Travelia National Park, has certainly been least touched by human hands. The park's harsh and remote landscapes attract people with adventurous spirits. It is one of the true last backcountries of this part of Europe. This national park in East Montenegro seems to come from another time, with history that goes back to the Paleolithic era. But the jagged terrain and fierce wildlife of this national park caused the locals to refer to the area as Prokletie, or the Accursed Mountains. In Montenegrin, Proklet means cursed. Prokletie National Park has a rich cultural and historical past. In this region, many civilizations and cultures have left traces. This is evidenced by the numerous sites, fortresses, churches, mosques, settlements, cemeteries, traditional architecture, beliefs, customs, ethnological motives, costumes, and folklore. In order to face the often challenging peaks, Proclitigi serves as a tough final training ground before tackling other high-altitude destinations. It was built between 1841 to 1850 by the Austrians, and the location chosen for the construction of this impressive fortress was important from a strategic point of view because it dominates the Budva Riviera. Kosmak Fortress is located 800 meters above sea level on the same named hill above the village of Brahici near Budva. Due to the proximity of the Montenegrin border, it had the role of controlling the border area with other fortifications in this area, and it influenced the prevention of incursions of Montenegrin forces into the territory of the then Austro-Hungarian Empire. Since 1964, it has been on the list of immovable cultural property of the Directorate for the Protection of Cultural Property. The fortification consists of 3 stages: basement, ground floor, and first floor, and covers a total area of 1,064 square meters. The fort is now in a ruinous condition. It once had 3 stories, but the topmost story has collapsed entirely, leaving it roofless. The interior walls, floors, and central staircase have also collapsed. Although the remains of the main staircase are still visible, the steps have disappeared entirely, and the upper level cannot be reached, though there is nothing left of the upper floor to stand on in any case. The interior of the fort is strewn with large quantities of fallen masonry, completely obscuring the original floor level. The extent of the collapse is so complete that it is no longer known how the interior was originally laid out. There are substantial holes in the interior's vaulted ceiling. The exterior has been subjected to some stone robbing in pursuit of the finely worked square blocks of gray limestone that were used to line the fort's outer walls. The stunning town of Kolashin sits more than 3,000 feet above sea level near the Tara River and is surrounded by a series of spectacular mountain ranges. While it's just 43 miles from the capital of Montenegro, Podgorica, it's a hugely popular skiing destination during the winter months. Because of altitude and favorable climb, Kolashin is considered an air spa. The winter season at Kolashin, 1450, creates the perfect environment for family adventures and newcomers to winter sports. The resort features meticulously groomed slopes with varying gradients, modern high-speed lifts with safety systems, and numerous rest areas equipped with amenities. The ski school offers multilingual instruction, with experienced instructors specialized in teaching children and beginners. The resort's extensive facilities include equipment rental services, secure storage lockers, and a medical center for added peace of mind. At Kolashin 1600, advanced skiers and snowboarders will discover a playground of challenging runs, off-piste opportunities, and expertly designed trails that maximize the natural terrain. The softening afternoon snow creates perfect conditions for technique refinement, while morning runs offer crisp, well-groomed surfaces ideal for confident skiing. The resort typically reduces prices during this period, making it an excellent value for budget-conscious travelers. The combination of sunny weather, comfortable temperatures, and stunning mountain views creates perfect conditions for extended outdoor enjoyment. The resort's restaurants and terraces come alive with spring energy, offering traditional Montenegrin cuisine and international favorites. If you are an investor, would you like to build a 5-star resort here? Mother Nature spared no expense when gifting Dermator with soaring limestone peaks, azure blue canyons, and serene glacial lakes. They're sprinkled generously across the 334 square kilometer UNESCO World Heritage Site. One theory for where the name Dermator came from is that it is a remnant of the Balkan Vlach language. In this language, the word Dumitor means sleeping place. This could be a reference to the fact that the peaks in the region are normally snow-covered throughout the year. Montenegro has its fair share of mountainous terrain. Dermator National Park alone boasts a colossal 48 peaks, all over 2,000 meters high, with the highest, Bobatov Kuk, reaching 2,523 meters. The park is home to 18 glacial lakes and 5 canyons, with the Tara River, crowned the deepest canyon in Europe and one of the deepest in the world at 82 kilometers long and 1,300 meters deep. Stumbling upon a secret, this spectacular is a real game changer for lovers of nature, hiking, photography, skiing, and activity breaks at pocket-friendly prices. The best time to visit Dermator is in summer, when most of the snow thaws and mild temperatures are likely. Remember, the peaks are not covered with trees in the park, so they are exposed to the sun's rays. As a result, you should always bring sun protection with you when hiking. Here, a microclimate forms, and snow can persist throughout the year. This diversity in climate is why there are over 1,600 species of vascular plants on the Demeter Massif. Dermitor National Park is home to 37 plant species that one can find only in the Balkans, as well as 6 endemic plants that are only found in the park. Who isn't a sucker for a view overlooking a horseshoe bend? Located near Montenegro's Lake Skadar, the Pavlova Strana viewpoint offers spectacular panoramic views of the surrounding countryside. This viewpoint, named after local poet Pavle Ravinsky, has become a top attraction for those visiting the area. If you prefer to hike, there are several trails that lead to the top. The trailhead is located in Rivasi, and the hike takes about 1 to 2 hours, depending on your level of fitness. The hiking trail is well maintained and offers beautiful views of the surrounding countryside. The viewpoint offers stunning views of the surrounding mountains, which are covered in lush greenery and wildflowers during the spring and summer months. On clear days, you can see all the way to the distant mountains of Albania, which lie to the south of Lake Skadar. With its expansive scenery, it's particularly popular among nature lovers, hiking enthusiasts, and photographers. Visitors often remark on the tranquility of the site, and photographers find its landscapes an excellent subject for their work. Time your visit for the early evening for vibrant hues of red and orange as the sun is just beginning to set over the horizon. The highest peak of Lovchen lies within the same-named Lovchen National Park. This region existed as a shelter for brave individuals, poets, and monarchs for centuries. You can feel Montenegro's soul here. Enchanted with the idea of having a rustic picnic, strolling through the beautiful scenery, or crossing mountain slopes on a mountain bike. This is the perfect spot for it. You can find perfect conditions for relaxing throughout the day in the small settlement of Ivanova Korita, about 10 kilometers from Cetinje, where you can find many activities for young and old alike. Much of the park is dominated by karst landforms, particularly in its mountainous regions. Most of the rocks in the area are limestones or dolomites. Karst topography is a landscape formed by water erosion and the underground dissolution of soluble rocks, mainly limestone. Because of these natural processes, areas of karst topography support a unique collection of plants and animals. Of the many ecosystems found in this area, beech forests are the most common, as they cover about 70% of the park's forested terrain. The park is also home to some stands of black pine, and it features a plethora of other ecosystems, such as alpine meadows, rocky slopes, and caves. Set against dramatic mountain backdrops, this UNESCO-listed natural wonder draws hikers, photographers, and nature lovers year-round. Black Lake the largest of 18 glacial lakes in Durmitor National Park, is a stunning highlight in northern Montenegro's rugged wilderness. The lake was formed around 10,000 years ago during the last ice age. Glaciers receded and left behind a depression that filled with water. In 1952, the lake was declared a national park. It has been a popular tourist destination ever since. What makes Black Lake truly special is its calm, reflective waters that change color with the seasons and weather. This offers a different experience each time you visit. We visited in August and were greeted with one of the most turquoise colors I have ever seen. The Black Lake in Montenegro is surrounded by fascinating folklore about the Black Lady of Durmitor. This tale recalls a woman who became overwhelmed with grief after losing her beloved in the mountains. Overcome with sorrow, she transformed into a spectral figure who now wanders the lake's shores. On evenings, when the moon shines brightly over the lake, her soul is said to glide across the water's surface. This haunting vision is a reminder of the depths of love. This mythology adds a sense of mystery and fascination to the Black Lake. It makes the location even more intriguing for tourists. If you visited this place, comment number 1. If not, comment number 0. A vast freshwater lake straddling the borders of Montenegro and Albania and surrounded by dramatic karst mountains. Its mirrored waters, rocky shores, and wetlands play host to a myriad of wildlife with more than 260 species of birds, traditional fishing villages, island monasteries, and pristine beaches. Lake Skadar is a wild wonder waiting to be explored. Millions of years ago, the sea met the shores of Lake Skadar, as witnessed by the seashell fossils still found scattered about the area. Tectonic plates moved, volcanoes flowed, and the sea level subsided, leaving the Zeta Skadar plain to emerge between the karst mountains of the Dinaric Alps range. Surrounded by historic villages and fertile valleys, it offers rich biodiversity, centuries-old traditions, and some of Montenegro's finest local wines. While legend has it that a young bride, excited by the prospect of her husband's return, forgot to turn off a fountain tap overnight, producing the lake's sweet waters, the true story of Lake Skadar's creation is just as incredible. A violent thunderstorm in 1858 sent the river Drina into a frenzy, creating such a buildup at the mouth of the river Bojana that its course was shifted, flooding an existing pool and producing the largest lake in the Balkans. Lake Skadar's climate is influenced by different factors such as elevation, latitude, and proximity to the sea. The climate of Lake Skadar has a Mediterranean influence, with mild summers and cold winters. Since the lake is located close to the Adriatic Sea, the summers tend to be quite hot. That said, in winter, one can expect heavy rainfall and the occasional snowfall. Known as the teardrop of Europe because of the vibrant blue river that cuts through the deepest canyon, Tara Canyon in Europe, in the Dormitory National Park is the Tara River. This unique gem of Montenegro is made up from two glacial rivers, Opasanica and Verisha. There are actually 14 rives that flow into it, and has 69 rapids along the 158-kilometer length that are great for rafting, a plethora of hiking trails atop high mountains, to waterfalls and old villages, skiing, and even sunbathing on a beach. Depending on water level, the trip downriver in a raft can be either leisurely or fast and furious. It is easiest in summer, when water levels are lower. This is also the best time to begin the adventure for less experienced rafters who simply want to enjoy the beauty of nature along the Terra in peace. It's certainly worth it, as the river leads past waterfalls up to 60 meters tall, green riverbanks, impressive rock formations, and many caves of different sizes. Those who dare can also jump into the often crystal clear waters of the Tara and go for a swim. It's not for everyone, though, as even at the peak of summer, the water rarely warms up to more than 12 degrees Celsius. Even without this cold shock, a trip through the Tara River Canyon is a unique experience that's sure to make the heart of most visitors beat a little faster. Wear sturdy shoes and weather-appropriate clothes to handle the rugged terrain and changing conditions comfortably. Stay safe by hiking in a group, bringing water, snacks, and a camera, and checking the forecast before heading out. You will be awestruck by the magnificent bridge, which possesses 5 arches, measures 365 meters in length, and is admired not only by artists, but also architects and engineers. Extremely architectural work of contemporary architecture, a symbol and unavoidable panoramas of the Tara River Canyon is Grand Đurđevića Tara Bridge between the villages Budičevića and Trešnjića. large concrete arch bridge was designed by one of the largest construction professionals, Kingdom of Yugoslavia. When completed, it was the highest road bridge of reinforced concrete in Europe and one of the largest and most beautiful of transport facilities of this kind in the world. With its strong petaluchnum frame, from which the main arch, with a span of 116 meters, rises above the canyon over 150 meters deep. The bridge was constructed on the eve of World War II in order to provide a crossing point over the second largest canyon in the world and to connect the road from Shavnik through Travelia to Travelia to Serbia. Only a year after it was built, it had to be demolished. However, the brave engineer who built it found a way to preserve the structure of the bridge while rendering it non-functional. That is why we still have the bridge today, to both connect our paths and to admire. After the tour, find restaurants with beautiful views near the bridge, perfect for taking a break. Another thing that we heartily recommend to you, and that no one misses when they come here, is rafting Tara. If you asking some Montenegrins which canyon is most beautiful and most impressive in Montenegro, he will have really heavy duty to give you proper answer. Most popular is for sure Wide No Terra Canyon. After that leads Maraca and Mrtvica canyons. But real knower of the beauty of Montenegro will tell you that Piva Canyon and its river and lake are one of the most beautiful part of nature of that country. Piva is for sure one of few most spectacular rivers in Montenegro. Piva River flows in western part of Montenegro and is placed between the high mountain ranges. Between them is situated the canyon of amazing beauty, over 1,000 meters deep. Piva creates western border of wider Dermator Range, which also includes Pivska Planina Mountain Range, placed on the east side of river. The Piva Canyon is characterized by the fact that by the power of the human hand, the work of nature has been changed. However, this does not disturb the essence and beauty of the river and the canyon. By building a hydroelectric power plant and Dam Mratini, artificial Lake Piva was created. Piva Lake represents the ideal salvation from the summer heat and enjoyment in the natural environment. During the summer months, many visitors choose to swim here because the water temperatures are very pleasant, or simply enjoy what they see around you in landscapes. Join us for cruising over the smooth, green, and blue water of Piva Lake. Our boat will sail and roll from one bay to another, always looking for the most beautiful place. A lake cruise is a real pleasure and offers a relaxing, peaceful day on the lake in a natural setting, with a beautiful view and soothing fresh air. Spreading from Kolashin to Podgorica, the Maraca Canyon is a natural wonder that has captivated its visitors for centuries. This canyon, also known as Platije, represents another highlight-setting Maraca River apart from the rest of Montenegrin streams. Here, you can witness some breathtaking views that make it popular among travelers. Mountain-fed tributaries of the Maraca River flow through the canyon, which plunges to depths of 1,000 meters. Towering cliffs, reaching heights of up to 1,000 meters, flank these tributaries. This dramatic combination of steep cliffs and deep blue waters creates a landscape that photographers dream of capturing. Here, you can do everything from rock climbing to whitewater rafting, which are as thrilling as they are unique. To drive the road without stopping will take most people between 1.5 and 2 hours. The drive offers stunning views of the area. Along the way, you can enjoy observing the beautiful contrast between steep, dark cliffs and the light, green river, while the round, white peaks of Bjelašnica glow in the distance. At times, this beauty becomes eerie. The landscape along the highway is particularly picturesque. Hiking trails also offer a serene way to explore the riverbanks, with well-maintained paths suitable for all skill levels. These trails often lead to hidden gems, secluded spots perfect for a peaceful picnic or birdwatching. Meanwhile, nature photographers and birdwatchers prize these spots for their rich flora and fauna, offering ample opportunities to capture stunning shots or simply enjoy the diverse wildlife. It is a Serbian Orthodox monastery carved into the side of a cliff in the 17th century. The monastery is dedicated to Saint Basil of Ostrog, a bishop who built the monastery. Ostrog Monastery is one of the most important religious sites in Montenegro. It's easy to visit Ostrog Monastery as a half-day trip, either on a tour during your road trip or on an excursion from Kotor. The monastery was founded in the 1660s by Saint Basil of Ostrog. He was a bishop, known for his piety in childhood and his healing abilities. After his death, his relics were placed in the monastery, and it soon became a popular pilgrimage site. You may even see some people walk barefoot to the top of the monastery. This is part of a religious pilgrimage. The monastery area is much larger than just the upper monastery. This is the part that is built into the rock cliffs. There is also a lower monastery where there are dorms for monks and pilgrims, as well as the Church of the Holy Trinity. In between the two, there is a small Orthodox church. Every year, tens of thousands of people make a pilgrimage to Ostrog Monastery in the hope that the relics of Saint Basil will be able to help them. Many of them go barefoot for the last 3 kilometers from the lower monastery, up the winding road to the upper monastery. Perest is surely one of the strangest, and by its history, one of the most beautiful places in Kotor Bay. Today, it is often called the quietest town in Boca. Its narrow streets and numerous, mostly abandoned Renaissance and Baroque palaces testify about the former richness of the Kotor Bay and about the days when there used to be led a luxurious life of its inhabitants. Perest used to be a town of sailors, and it was known by that even outside the space of Montenegro. We can see even today that famous stone housed in captains' palaces standing out. Perast, Montenegro, is a tiny town wedged in between the main road and the Bay of Kotor. The entire town is about a 1.5-kilometer walk from end to end and should take you around 20 minutes if you have a decent pace and don't stop, which means it could take you an hour or longer if you stop for a drink, for an ice cream, for a photo shoot. But if you don't necessarily have to be swimming or sunbathing, we highly recommend a shoulder season trip to Perast. Think early April through late May, or from mid-October though late November. The weather will be cooler but not freezing. Prices will be lower, and sightseeing will be just as pleasant. Kotor has dropped an anchor between the gray mountains and the sea, and veiled its life behind the high and wide ramparts. Its bulwarks seem to have been eternally growing rock tendrils along the hill, up to the old fortress that overlooks the town. It is a dramatic town, where the present lives in the maze of medieval churches, cathedrals, Venetian palaces, and pillars. Kotor is made up of contrasts. The old squares with modern cafes, the sounds of serenade and live music, the echo of the footsteps down the narrow cobblestone alleys, and the lazy purr of cats lying under the balconies with wrought iron railings decorated with petunias. When the time for carnivals comes, the streets become crowded, the torches become one with the fireworks, and all of Kotor transforms into one big spark. Many tourists enjoy traveling to Kotor, Montenegro, not only because it is a World Heritage Site, but also because of the charming beauty of Kotor Bay. This place has a very special structure, including small, narrow bays that penetrate deep into the mainland with limestone mountains surrounding. The water in the bay has a magical color, a mixture of light blue and turquoise, and the small winding roads create a poetic and romantic scene. The canal system is naturally connected to the bay, running around the town, creating a green mountainside. Summer is the high season in the region, and it gets very crowded, with lots of activity and parties, and tourists from all over the world, especially Europeans, flock there to enjoy the beaches of the Adriatic Sea and the country's affordable prices compared to other European options. But be prepared. Besides the crowds, the heat can be unbearable, and prices tend to be higher. Over the centuries, it was taken over by the Venetians, the Serbians, the Hungarians, and the Ottoman Empire. The old town of Bar in Montenegro, known as Stari Bar, may lie in ruins, but it still has plenty of stories to share with visitors. The old town of Stari Bar in the southeast of Montenegro has seen its fair share of troubles. The scene of a siege in 1877, it was finally reclaimed by Montenegro from the Turks after the locals bombed the aqueduct into the town and cut off the water supply. "100 years later, in 1979, that same aqueduct, since repaired, was destroyed again by a major earthquake, and the community was abandoned. Today, it lies in ruins. It represents one of the most important historical and archaeological sites in the Balkans. The fortress was built during the time of the Turks, during the time of the Venetians, and also years before their arrival. Before taking time to walk around Old Bar's stunning fortress, the central monument of the city, which is remarkably well preserved, make sure you explore the picturesque alleys, full of vibrant shops that appear in front of you. While navigating Starry Bar's main street, don't be shy about exploring the city's maze of winding side alleyways. Discover the town's best-kept secrets, which are often hidden beneath forgotten archways and concealed ruins. Looking for an Instagram location? Nothing beats the romantic corners of stone streets, fortresses, and churches for creating an authentic background. The Old Town is Budva's trademark. It is raised on the island, which used to be connected with the land by a sandy covering, and so it grew into a peninsula. The old Budva's town is a unique architectural and urban entity, which is mentioned as a lodgment even in the antique period. According to those sources, Budva is one of the oldest urban centers in the Adriatic. It is more than 2,500 years old. The walls of the old town were, and are even today, the attraction for both the tourists from the country as well as for those from the farthest parts of the world. They date from the Middle Century, when in these areas Venetians ruled. Certain damages the urban nucleus of the old town experienced twice, first in 1667 and then in 1979 in great earthquakes. This location is also ideal for night walks because the city is blooming into a center for entertainment, with numerous restaurants within its walls. The beaches and resorts of the Riviera offer a fabulous range of luxury experiences, but there is something about strolling around the old town that hits differently. It has always been the main reason to visit Budva, and it is fair to say that it will always be so. This is everything you need to know to make the most of a trip to Budva's old town, from its beginnings to its future. With its tranquil waters and untouched beauty, it offers a rare escape into another world. In the shadow of Montenegro's rugged mountains lies Capitanovo Jezero, a secluded lake that feels almost forgotten by time. Surrounded by rugged nature and dramatic peaks, Capitanovo Jezero feels like a secret waiting to be discovered. Imagine a wild mountain lake where time seems to have frozen decades ago. Life here moves slowly, following the rhythm of the sun, the needs of the sheep, and the simple daily tasks. Sitting at 1,678 meters, the lake is surrounded by rugged peaks, creating a raw, untouched landscape. There's no public transport anywhere near Capitanovo Jezero, so you'll need your own wheels. With the sandy covering, it is connected to the land, and such islands, which today are very rare, are called tombolo. a famous tribe, Pastrovici, used this place in the past, more specifically through the 15th century for the defense from the enemies. And today, that place reminds us about that through the cannon openings and cannons that are kept as a memory and reminder of the past times. The island, Sveti Stefan, is today best known as a fashionable summer resort. The interior of the town is made of curvy, narrow streets. In the 1950s, the village was transformed into a luxury resort, converting historic stone buildings into elegant accommodations. Despite modern upgrades, the original architectural charm was carefully preserved. The island was nationalized and is now part of the exclusive Aman Resort, accessible only to paying guests. However, visitors can still admire Sveti Stefan from afar, as it remains Montenegro's most photographed site. The perimeter is a mere 1.2 miles, only accessible by foot along an isthmus from the mainland, and only if you are a guest at the hotel that now occupies the entire island. Yes, a dot in the Adriatic. But if someone asked us to spend a year there taking photographs, we doubt we would run out of material. The most impressive and very mystic destination of the indescribable natural beauty, not only of Cetinje, but also of Montenegro in general, is by all means the mausoleum of Petar II, Petrović Njegos, on the mountain Lovćen. Up to the mausoleum, you can come by car from Cetinje, which is 13 kilometers away, passing through a certain climate spa or more and more famous rest home Ivan's riverbeds. Driving through forests of beech, oak, and linden trees offers not only stunning natural beauty, but also refreshing, translucent air. This crisp atmosphere instantly relieves the sultriness and summer heat typical of the coast. The mausoleum is situated in the Jezersky Peak, in the height of 1,660 meters, and it officially represents the highest mausoleum in the world. Upon entering the Njegos Mausoleum, guests are met by a pair of imposing stone female figures standing watch at the entrance. Upon entering, one is welcomed by the beautiful sight of a golden mosaic canopy delicately enveloping the tomb of Njegos. This breathtaking canopy is supported by an eagle's wings, painstakingly carved from a gigantic single block of black granite, weighing an incredible 28 tons. The eagle symbolizes Montenegrin sovereignty, while the golden mosaic on the canopy depicts the holy light that Njegos sought to bestow onto his people. Njegos's final resting place is located beneath the majestic canopy. No, this is not Monaco. All these loafing super yachts in a posh marina, the high-class promenade and ritzy apartment blocks, the polished restaurants and shops are in Tivat, Montenegro. Once a modest and ordinary town, Tivat went through a major remodeling of its marina and the surroundings, and today it is a place where the world's jet set resides and rests in the summertime. Tivat stretches 42 kilometers with a population of 15,000, and it is one of the youngest cities on the Montenegrin coast. The town is quite small and is based around the center and waterfront. If you're staying in town, you can easily get around on foot. Although a big portion of Tivat is modern and glamorous, you can find traces of history in here. Renaissance summer house Buka in the center of city, Ostrovo Sivieka with sacred monuments, Gornja Lastva, the old nucleus, the magnificent beach at Plavi Horizonte, and the island Savannah. Every year, thousands of tourists worldwide come across with Tivat to enjoy nature. If you are into hiking, mountain biking, or extreme canyon adventures, Mountain Virmak, that is overlooking Tivat, offers its slopes and a canyon to be conquered. Tivat has a typically Mediterranean climate, with mild but rainy winters and sunny and warm summers. This is the sunniest town in the Bay of Kotor, with 200 sunny days a year. Such climatic conditions have made Tivat suitable for both summer and winter tourism. It's often called the City of the Sun, thanks to the large number of sunny days all year round. Herceg Novi is recognizable by the abundance of mimosa trees and its numerous flights of stairs. Herceg Novi was founded way back in 1382 as a fortress by the first Bosnian king before being ruled by the Turks, the Spaniards, and the Venetians until 1798. Since then, its history has been a little more troubled, with control shifting between Russia, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and Italy. Montenegro itself became an independent country as recently in 2006. The center of Herceg Novi is its old town, decorated with buildings dating back to the epochs of Sahat, Kula, and Konli, Kula. rich with greenery. Herceg-Novi hides numerous kinds of tropical flowers. Towards the end of January, the town becomes scented with the subtle fragrance of yellow and green mimosas. And there's a special festival dedicated to this flower called Praznik Mimosa. During the summer months, many festivals are organized to further enrich the tourist offer of this enchanted town. The Forte Mare dominates almost every view of Herceg-Novi, so it's no surprise to head up my big list of things to do here. The fortress was built way back between the 14th and 17th century by the Venetians as a means of defending the Bay of Kotor, given Herceg-Novi's strategic location, overlooking its entrance from the Adriatic Sea. Perched high above the town is Conli Kula, an old Spanish fortress featuring an amphitheater and the best panoramic views over Herceg-Novi and out into the Bay of Kotor. The climb up to the fortress is pretty tough, to be fair, especially trying to carry a toddler. This postcard-perfect scene has made Rijeka Krnojevica a favorite destination for photographers and nature lovers. Rijeka Krnojevica flows from Obod Cave and travels only 13 kilometers through picturesque parts of Old Montenegro to Skadar Lake. One of the most iconic views in the country is from Pavlova Strana, offering a sweeping look at the river's famous bend. The nearby village of the same name sits peacefully along the river and offers a quiet place to stay. Boat trips are a highlight here, gliding past water lilies and winding toward the expansive Skadarsko Jezero. The calm beauty of the area draws visitors daily, especially in the warm summer months. Nature lovers and photography enthusiasts often spend entire days here without tiring of the view. Rijeka Krnojević's unique charm continues to attract well-known visitors, including director Emir Kusturica. Even a world champion in canoeing is known to enjoy the peaceful flow of the river. In this area for centuries, the cultures of Orient and the West collided, which by the richness of the historical inheritance can be felt in every step. Ulcinj is the southernmost city at Montenegrin coast. With its natural potential, Ulcinj is tourism-born. Ulcinj captivates visitors with its 13-kilometer Velika Plaza, Ada Bojana's sandy charm, ancient olive-lined Valdanos, and a vibrant old town rich in culture. Ulcinj is a city that you have to visit. According to historical data, Ulcinj is for sure one of the oldest towns on the Adriatic coast. It is thought that Ulcinj is more than 2,000 years old. Ulcinj is above all visited because of the sun, sea, and sandy beaches, as many visitors have pointed out that those are God-given beaches, made out of the pettiest grains of grayish and warm sand. Warm, clear, and transparent sea, whose transparency of 56 meters, measured in Ulcinj, is the biggest on the Adriatic Sea, with mild coastal climate, are an irresistible motif for every tourist. Ottoman heritage is evident in the town's mosques and intricate bazaars, reflecting a rich cultural amalgamation. Visitors can explore the remnants of these legacies, offering a glimpse into a bygone era that continues to resonate in the heart of this charming Montenegrin town. Situated in the fields of Cetinje, at the base of the Lovćen mountain, Cetinje is a treasure of Montenegrin cultural and historical heritage. It is situated in the karst field with average altitude of 671 meters. This small town is 12 kilometers of airline far from Adriatic Sea and 15 kilometers far from Skadar Lake. It is located on the main road Podgorica-Cetinje-Budva, which makes it well connected to the inside of Montenegro and Montenegrin coast. It's scent with the architecture from the 18th and 19th century that comes from rich greenery of this small city. Cetinje is the capital of Montenegro and Crnogorsko, Primorska Mitropolia. During King Nicola's reign, many embassies were built that give it today's specific looks. Two of the most representative buildings are the monasteries of Cetinje and Biljarda. Cetinje Monastery was built in 1701, and even though the Turks destroyed it several times, the people built it up again. There are relics of Saint Petar of Cetinje, one of the illustrious patrons of Montenegrin history. Cetinje Monastery represents the spiritual and political seat of the Montenegrin people. It became the center of Montenegrin life, and both a cradle of Montenegrin culture and an Orthodox religious center. Korita is a quiet village located in northern Montenegro, within the Bielopolje municipality, known for its striking and majestic alpine scenery. Although sparsely populated and largely abandoned, the area retains an untouched beauty and some of the most impressive mountain landscapes in the region. Several small trails wind through the surroundings, making it easier for visitors to navigate and explore the wilderness. It's an ideal destination for those who seek solitude and wish to immerse themselves in the peaceful and unspoiled atmosphere of the mountains. Walking through the promenade surrounded by century-old pine and palm trees, you can enjoy every step. Petrovac is a beautiful little city on the Montenegrin coast, in which even the Romans built villas. It is seen as a somewhat calmer resort, in contrast to the lively and developed nearby towns of Budva and Sudamore. Tourist accommodation has expanded greatly in recent years, although less obtrusively than at Budva, and the quality has also improved in response to market demand. Excellent accommodation, a lot of extra activities, beautiful beaches, crystal clear seawater, playgrounds. Your children will enjoy so much. Lucis Beach, Buljarica Beach, and main Petrovac Beach, with the fine reddish pebbles, are three perfect places for an excellent summer vacation. Small restaurants and bars will offer you a great service right on the Adriatic coast. During summer months, You can enjoy refreshing outdoor water activities such as kayaking, paddleboarding, diving, and paragliding. This part of littoral land, surrounded with wild nature parks, is a true gem of the Adriatic coast and a must-see for avid water recreationists. Petrovac is at its best during the warm summer season that lasts from April through to the end of September. Temperatures can really soar along this stretch of the Adriatic, and finding a hotel with a pool is almost essential. Once the weather gets colder, however, most of the seaside resorts and restaurants tend to shut up shop. It is a group of wild mountains, which includes several areas that are already in the scope of the European Wilderness Society for the European Wilderness Network. The Comovi Mountains are part of Montenegro's large mountainous labyrinth, including several less-known mountains massifs that surround the well-known Proclitige Mountains. Imposing peaks, reminiscent of Mount Doom Tower, above a carpet of ancient forests and lush meadows. Dense fog cascades across the escarpment, revealing glimpses of the vertiginous cliffs concealed within. Rocky spires puncture a moody sky above an impossibly pretty valley, and an otherworldly lake captures it all in a perfect, mesmerizing reflection. Here, the vibrant green landscapes are smattered by isolated summer cocoons, many of which are inaccessible by car. They ooze bucolic charm and showcase an authentic, unhurried way of life that is infectious. We're hitting the many spectacular hiking trails. We're spending an afternoon nursing endless cups of tea, spellbound by the views, are equally rewarding. Although people used large parts of this area for a long time with extensive forestry and grazing, there are still large areas of almost untouched forest. Remoteness and steep slopes were the main factors of forest survival. Also, managed parts of mountains were interesting to see. Signs of the spontaneous land restoration were widely visible. Still, visible signs of traditional human impact were mostly decades old. Once a traditional fishing village, Prisno has preserved its charm and authenticity while becoming a beloved destination for visitors from around the world. Prisno is a picturesque coastal village in Montenegro's Budva municipality, ideal for those seeking a peaceful break from urban crowds. The village is famed for its crystal clear waters, scenic Adriatic views, and the historic 14th century church of St. Thomas at its center. With its laid-back atmosphere, family-friendly activities, and daily fresh seafood, Prisno is perfect for travelers looking to relax and enjoy Montenegro's coast. Nestled within the picturesque landscapes of Montenegro, Podgorica is the capital and largest city of the country. Podgorica is situated in the heart of the Balkan Peninsula, specifically in the southeastern region of Europe. With its central position in Montenegro, Podgorica serves as a significant hub for transportation and commerce, connecting various regions within the country and serving as a gateway to the stunning Adriatic coastline. Its geographical location offers a blend of beautiful natural surroundings, rich cultural heritage, and easy access to explore the wonders of Montenegro. The name originates in 1326, and it is built amongst 5 rivers: the Zeta, Moraca, Ribnica, Chiyevna, and Sitnica. Most of the city was destroyed during World War II, so Podgorica is relatively new, with modern buildings at every step of the way, and green spaces as well as parks. Amidst the urban buzz, Podgorica is dotted with green oases. Gorica Hill, from which the city gets its name, is a popular escape with locals for jogging and leisurely walks among oak and pine trees. The Ribnica and Moracha rivers provide serene spots for relaxation and reflection, enhancing the city's charm. As night falls, the city comes alive with bars and clubs that keep the energy pulsating until the early hours, offering everything from quiet spots for a glass of raquija to lively clubs where you can dance the night away. Constructed by the Slovenian company Primorje, the bridge officially opened on July 13th in 2005, Montenegro's National Day. The Millennium Bridge is a cable-stayed structure spanning the Moracha River in Podgorica, designed by Ponting and Professor Mladen Ulicevic. It rapidly became one of Podgorica's most iconic landmarks, admired for its modern design and engineering elegance. The bridge stretches 140 meters with a 57-meter high pylon and a network of 12 supporting cables and 24 counterweight cables. Its construction cost around 7 million euros, and the bridge features 2 traffic lanes and pedestrian walkways on both sides. It connects Ivan Krnojevich Boulevard with July 13th Street, linking the old city center with newer urban districts. The bridge helps ease traffic congestion across the Moracha River and stands as a symbol of modern development in Montenegro. A 4.6-kilometer ski track is available to visitors, and the capacity is 3,000 skiers. The Savinkuk ski resort has 2 double chairlifts, 3 ski lifts, one of which is equipped with reflectors for night skiing, as well as a children's ski lift. The height difference is 700 meters. The ski resort has 3 blue slopes, 1 red slope, 1 black slope, and a children's baby slope. Ski Center Savinkuk has all the facilities needed for complete enjoyment: ski service, ski school, and other accompanying catering facilities. There are restaurants and 1 coffee bar in the ski center where guests can relax and enjoy the nice atmosphere, national food and drink. The ski center is part of the larger Dermitor National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, known for its stunning natural beauty and outdoor recreational opportunities. At the ski resort, you'll find everything you need for a comfortable stay. A ski school with experienced instructors and a ski service are at your disposal. Additionally, with their assistance, you can rent high-quality ski equipment at affordable prices, allowing you to enjoy the slopes worry-free. Whether you're seeking a challenge on steep slopes, family fun on gentler trails, or simply moments of relaxation in breathtaking nature, Savinkuk is the ideal winter destination for you. With the magnificent UNESCO-protected Boca Bay Mountains as a backdrop, behold the eternal beauty that awaits. This vibrant town invites you to explore its rich culture, heritage, and tantalizing gastronomy. While the area around Lustica Bay has been inhabited since antiquity, the village itself hasn't been around for that long. A relatively new, planned village, it bears all the hallmarks of the traditional and quaint fishing villages that pepper the rugged Adriatic coastline of Montenegro. With irregular streets and multicolored shutters on small stone houses, it nestles aglow with an air of authenticity in an area of unspoilt natural beauty. Olive groves, vast tracts of forestry, and the gorgeous sea scintillating and sweeping before you. The town encompasses welcoming neighborhoods and spectacular surroundings, beaches, dining and shopping experiences, sports courts, and a bustling marina village. Residences are essential to their master-planned community and include apartments, townhouses, and private villas. Traditional Mediterranean architecture inspires the destination's design. Lustica Bay's vibrant community infuses life with shared passions and endless experiences. Dive into cultural performances, concerts, and exhibitions, extending beyond summer to sports, children's camps, and seafront yoga lessons. Gastronomes relish hands-on kitchen experiences, while nightlife enthusiasts revel in a curated agenda. With its wooded surroundings, it forms the most beautiful part of the Biogradska Gora National Park. Lake Biograd is the largest mountain lake in Montenegro. It is located on the mountain Bjelašnica, 16 kilometers northeast of Kolišin. Settled around the lake, you will find a campsite, cottages, boats, kayaks, and a visitor center, where all your mountain biking, hiking, and adventuring questions can be answered. When it is at its highest water level, it is 875 meters long, 410 meters wide, 12 meters deep, and its area is 270,000 square meters. In times of drought, the level drops to 6 meters. From the cirques, the glacier descended from the highest parts of Bielasica through the valley of the Biogradska River, and the moraine material was carried up to 1,000 meters above sea level. The wave was blocked with this material, and the lake was created. The lake is filled with water by the Biogradska River and the Bendovac stream, and the lake's islands are Jezerstica, the right tributary of Tara. The destruction of the island and the appearance of an abyss at the bottom of the lake threaten its survival. Tourist facilities and a fishing village have been built next to the lake, and the area is known for its favorable conditions for rest and recreation. Lake Biograd takes center stage as the starting point for hiking and other daily activities. There are 5 more glacial lakes to explore, as well as several summits above 2,000 meters. However, perhaps all you want to do is lie by the lake and gaze at the reflection of the mountains and forest. The attractive island Sveti Nikola, popularly named Hawaii near Budva, is one of the top attractions of Budva Riviera. According to some sources, the island used to be connected with the town by a sandy sandbar, popularly called Tunja. To the island beaches and numerous capes, the easiest way to get is by taxi boats or barges. When you already have reached the destination, a translucent and clear sea will await you, as well as the blue sky, sunbeams, and the smells and tastes of the Mediterranean. One-day trip to the island offer you swimming, researching, if you get in such a project by yourself, or you can just simply enjoy in the sea, peace, and Mediterranean. Three magnificent pebble sand beaches with a total length of 840 meters are located on the island. However, only a few remote beaches are accessible from the sea. These beaches, located towards the open sea, attract those looking for peace and privacy, and it is a great idea for a one-day getaway. Perched on the island is a petite church dedicated to Saint Nicholas, who is revered as the guardian of sailors. Legend has it that crusaders returning to their native lands in the late 11th century, after being afflicted by a deadly plague, built this church. Some of their brethren who succumbed to the plague were laid to rest in the vicinity of the church. The structure nearly succumbed to the catastrophic earthquake in 1979, but it was subsequently restored. At the elevation of 1,370 meters, all the ridges and rocky mountains' walls can be witnessed, making you wandering about time and resilience of nature, with pine trees growing on the most remarkable places of the steep cliffs. Gurlo Sokolovo, or the Falcon's Throat, is a viewing point of the Chievna Canyon and the remarkable Prokletija mountain range. When the weather is clear, you can see the highest peak of Prokletija Maha e Jezersis. From the viewpoint, it is possible to see the Albanian village of Tamara, which is located on the bank of the river Chievna. In the past, the inhabitants of these areas were mainly engaged in cattle breeding and living a semi-nomad lifestyle. So it is very interesting to visit this area and hear about the customs and history of this mountain tribe. In this region, it is not rare to see wild horses. Traveling along the various panoramic roads of Montenegro, you will have a great opportunity to get acquainted with the amazing nature, landscapes, and interesting culture. One of such fascinating excursion tours passes through the wild nature and romantic mountains in the eastern part of the country, near the capital of Montenegro, Podgorica, and the border with Albania. One of the most attractive and exciting attractions of this road is the canyon Grlo Sokolovo. This canyon is one of the most interesting places on the route, which every tourist should definitely see. Montenegro may be small in size, but its beauty leaves a lasting impression on anyone who visits. From tranquil beaches to towering mountains, each landscape tells a story of resilience and wonder. The quiet charm of its villages and the grandeur of its nature create a harmony hard to find elsewhere. It's a destination that surprises you, not with noise, but with depth. And once you've seen it, a part of you will always want to return.